Alright, we're getting things set up. Water at a table, in arena. I'll check players' ratings in a sec. Pro Hell's very good. One of these other players is pretty good, one is pretty bad. I don't remember which. We hope for the best. As for the opening pick, just taking Rammed Clay is probably the strongest option here, so I'm going to do that. And then Aqua is the strongest, is clearly Grocer also. So I think these are pretty easy, and I'm going to try not to take too much more time there. I gotta throw stream announcements out. And yeah, okay. That's all good. And yeah, now peeking. We're also gonna just peek at how far Pro Hell's got up in the rankings. All right, Claw is also quite strong. So I think that means I'm sitting after the bad player. Oh. Although the bad player, when I say bad, I mean they actually just haven't played much, right? This is like probably their first arena game. So it's actually really hard to know how good or not they are. Um, love the stream announcements, just Grick at this point. Yeah, it depends on the day. But I admittedly, yeah, I don't know. I really should be streaming some other stuff. Pro Hell's really got his rating back up to closer to where it should be, so that's good. Pro Hell's reputation is also mostly been restored, so that's also good. Oh, hey, the draft continues. We get a plow driver. Plow driver is very good. The only downside with plow driver here is the food is going to be a bit hellacious to pay for plow driver and grocer. It's probably wrong to take storehouse keeper though and go for a baking line and hand plow driver to somebody else, but God, I'm mildly tempted to do so. Mostly because storehouse keeper, I think, actually can be a really good food source. And in a game, if they're again, I don't know how weak the player is. If they're a bit weaker, I might get a lot of baking. Just take storehouse keeper. I'm really tempted to, right, Derange? Like, if I take storehouse keeper and just open the game with it, I probably get a couple Reedstone food actions throughout the game. I already have a miner I can start player with early. I just passing plow driver. But I do love me Storehouse Keeper, so do I just go for the fun? Storehouse Keeper really helps with the feeding. Although, one of the downsides with Storehouse Keepers, I'm going to take a lot of Reedstone foods early then, is the theory. In order to bake, in order to grocer. And then at that point, I'm grocering for Reed that I don't need. Well, unless I build rooms. What does Plow Driver do that's so good? I'll cover that in a sec. Let's go for the Storehouse Keeper, even though it might be wrong. Bread Paddle's very nice with Storehouse Keeper, but I gotta just take the Mining Hammer, which is best. So Plow Driver is free actions. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's strong. So when you're in a stone house, you pay a food at the start of the round, and you get to plow a field. Plowing a field is like an action. A food for an action is a great deal. Being in a stone house is already kind of something you want to do in a game. I'm a little sad I took Storehouse Keeper now because Conjure is pretty good here, but I'm gonna take Stonecutter. Stonecutter also works really well with. Oh, actually, Oven Firing Boy hilariously is actually reasonably good here. If I could get Oven Firing Boy last this game, I'd be pretty happy actually. Um, but anyhow, Stonecutter is really good for like building the ovens and then still having stone for other stuff, which means I shouldn't need stone tongs. Threshing Board actually is also very good with Storehouse Keeper Grocer, right? I can plow this. This hand is looking pretty good if I could just grow to like just push to like a 4-room family and then feed it off of plowing and baking and then probably fence kind of late, but rammed clay should help. We'll see. Anyhow, yes, free actions, Weber. Yeah. Plow tends to be tight, and so essentially you get into a stone house, you play plow driver, and you just pay a food, and at the start of every round you get a 2-point thing, right? Like getting 2 points at the start of every round is good. If I'm gonna have a bigger family potentially this game, Woodcutter is potentially playable. I'm never playing Roughcaster. I don't anticipate playing Mushroom Collector, although Mushroom Collector can be an okay way to get food, but I really want to Storehouse Keeper my food. Uh, it's reasonable to draft another food source, but I think I'm actually going to take the Woodcutter. Pig Breeder is also okay. As for the miners, Acorns Basket's probably the pick. My dog is going to be annoying right at the key time. He's been sleeping all day, and now he's like, oh, now it's playtime. But no, it's not playtime for you yet, buddy. All right, might have to go get you something. Yeah. Um. Yeah, Storehouse Keeper does depend a lot on who takes start player early, but it also just depends on how many of them want Reedstone fruit early too. The other question always is does somebody have a harpooner? Does somebody have a brushwood collector? That also determines a lot here. I think I like Acorn's Basket. I should be playing at least 3 Ox. Storehouse Keeper, Stonecutter, Grocer should like always get played. And then the extra reed from Grocer has somewhere to go to. Clay Pipe was also possibly okay, but Clay Pipe's probably only going to be good if I play Woodcutter. And even then, I'm not sure. Um, oh, hey, some stuff came back. Small Scale Farmer is not my game plan, but I'm surprised it's still here. But I'm definitely playing Storehouse Keeper early. So I think this is Firewood Collector, though. Firewood Collector still is going to get me a good amount of wood while I plow and while I sow bake. So it's an option to play. I probably won't play it. And then Shifting Cultivation looks quite solid here. I don't have a good reason to hard porcelain. The main reason I take hard porcelain is just so people don't make my rammed clay annoying. But I'll take Firewood Collector and I will go Shifting Cultivation. The hard porcelain is going to help the plow driver. We have to assume that red here has the plow driver. You've been extra sad a few times with Storehouse Keeper. Yeah, you can have bad Storehouse Keeper games. It's definitely fluky. That's why Lumen doesn't like it. So we have Shifting Cultivation and Ram Clay. We can start player early. I don't really want to, but you're right, I can. Yeah. I'm gonna block the Groom from the table. I already have grain and veg figured out. I mean, Groom getting past to a plow driver is not that scary, but it's still worth blocking compared to anything else. Clay Embankment is pretty sick with rammed clay sometimes. Young Animal Market is totally playable in some games, but I actually think this is Clay Embankment is more likely to be useful. Somebody else kept bread paddle. So somebody else might be trying to bake. So there also might be some pressure on ovens. So this opening could be a little slow on rooms for me because I might focus on Storehouse Keeper, Reedstone Food, might focus on taking clay and building it up, like playing Stonecutter and building an oven. That's a lot of actions that are not taking wood for an early room. We get Stable Architect and Pitchfork, so somebody else took Oven Firing Boy, so that's a little bit sad. I am opening the game with Storehouse Keeper and hoping to get later Reedstone Food grain actions. Um, Definitely a bit risky, but or well, like it's gonna be very questionable if this Storehouse Keeper pays off over Plow Driver. Very questionable. Ak is probably gonna be the small scale farmer. Oh, it is Harpooner. Hey team. Remember how I said if there was a Harpooner in the game, Storehouse Keeper gets a lot better. Well, there's some good news there. Um, some very good news there. Harpooner means there's extra read in the game. It's not like going to completely negate them. It's like Harpooner won't never take read, but it's less likely. I think playing Harpooner there is pretty awful though. Like just take the 3 wood, you'll get Ock again later, right? Like I've argued this before, but like I think there is a lot of lost value or like a decent bit of lost value in forcing Ock there. Like 3 wood goes like it's supposed to. I will just take 2 wood here. I don't want 2 clay. 2 clay. I'm not going to build a fireplace. I don't have a good use for 2 clay. So just take 2 wood. Hope to stay start player. If I don't stay start player, it's fine. I mean, it might not be fine. Everybody might take Reedstone Food on me this game, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. Everything's off to not terrible starts. Just plowing for Pro Hell. That's good. Red didn't start player. I mean, Red had no reason to start player, like given what they were doing now. Like, I mean, we'll see, but Teal is gonna start player, but probably just gonna start player to play an Ock is usually what iffy players do. Although again, I don't know how iffy Teal is. Teal has only 4 games, so I don't recognize their username much. They're undoing that, so with any luck, they'll just day labor here. No, they still are gonna start player. Don't understand why people undo moves just to like redo them sometimes. I guess it's just clicking the wrong thing, but yeah, I mean, regardless, we're hoping for Reedstone food. If I don't get Reedstone food, I'll survive. I'll just take wood. It's fine. This table, like both Pro Hell and Qua did not take wood in round 1, so like, meh. Grix UI can be a little unintuitive. The organized stuff can be confusing. Yeah, some of it can be confusing, and they are newer. That's true. They could just be clicking the wrong thing. They play Bread Paddle, so that suggests to me they want to play an Ock, like maybe Conjure or I don't know what, or they're just playing Bread Paddle because it's a card, and they didn't want to be last anymore. Hopefully, they're not going to prioritize Reedstone food. Again, even if they do, I don't hate just taking 3 wood here at all. They start playing for 2 reed, maybe a childless, but this is obviously a very easy Reedstone food. Taking the wood is, I still mildly like the whole take wood plan though, just because Harpooner really needs wood, and my opponents need wood in order to build rooms, but I also need Reedstone food in order to build rooms. Like Reedstone food grade is way too good to pass up here. On the wheel, I take 2 wood or I Ock out Storehouse Keeper. I don't care which. Scythe Worker from Poha. Wow, everybody's trying to go grain strats this game, so there's a lot of pressure on the Clay Oven. I actually really want to prioritize Clay Oven, which is not, I don't really want to, but Clay Oven is my feeding plan, and it's looking like Clay Oven might be other people's feeding plans, so I don't want to get in that fight. Harpooner took 2 clay even, so like Harpooner could be going for the sheep. I mean, who knows, but should we prioritize the stone oven instead? Well, I actually want both ovens, don't get me wrong. I'm a greedy son of a gun and I want both. But stone oven is fine. But I really like taking both ovens with Storehouse Keeper. This is an easy play stone cutter line up for the clay oven or the stone oven or the well. Stone cutter should be good. Next round, I really want 4 clay next round, I think, though. 4 clay is like pretty good in order to mess around with ovens. Although, I gotta just take Reedstone food grain if I'm allowed to, right? Although the oven's very good. I really, like, I don't know, it's tricky. I want both is what I want. Pro Hell's no wood. That's fine. Pro Hell's gonna sow here, or is Pro Hell gonna get down more grain fields? Gonna plow again, yeah. Do I think red should have fished there instead of 2 wood? Probably, right? You don't really want to leave your fishing hanging. You think they lost themselves a 3 wood action? I think that's, yeah, I think that's a good argument to range. I think if you fish there, then you take wood later. That's probably right. I probably have to take Reedstone food here, but I'm very tempted by 4 clay. Maybe it is 4 clay. Major came out. If I take 4 clay here, it might... I think I probably do take 4 clay. Pro Hell will take Reedstone food on me. Okay, Carpenter comes down, that's fine. They can build a bunch of rooms this game. I think I am taking 4 clay. It's kind of wild, but I really like having the tempo option on clay oven and everything. And I think I'll get more Reedstone food actions later. It's definitely a gamble to pass on Reedstone food grain, but 4 clay just gives me good options on the wheel. Either I get Reedstone food, 3 wood, or major, probably. Oh no, I could get screwed. I could get none of those. If I take 4 clay, it could go major, minor, fireplace. Reedstone food, 3 wood. Maybe. I don't know. If I take Reedstone food grain here, I guess I always get 3 clay back. But Pro Hell's not going to bake their only grain. There's really not that much pressure to take clay yet, right? I'm overestimating the clay pressure. I can just take 3 clay here too. I don't like taking 3 clay, but there's nothing really wrong with taking 3 clay on the wheel to get the clay oven. I should just secure the best action ever, which is Reedstone Food Grain. Anyhow, I'm gonna go get my dog a bone because you might have heard him slightly whimpering in the back, and he's trying to just be a pathetic little guy. So I'll be back in 30 seconds. All right. We're back. What happened while I was gone? I take Reedstone Food. The harpooner harpoons and protects themselves. Prohel gets 3 wood, which he needs, and unfortunately Teal takes the 4 clay. So all the actions I wanted did indeed disappear, but 3 clay's still there. So I said 3 clay was enough. I mean, 4 clay's better, but 3 clay still lets me clay oven. I can still well pretty early this game too. My room parts are, not too far behind. I need a wood action. Red's gonna start player some dumb Skullry or some garbage. No, a Brook. Okay. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Brook is awkward here, right? Like, Red's probably gonna want to open next round with the 4 wood. I'm probably not getting wood next round, actually, so that part's a bummer. But, oh well. Again, I have enough other good things to keep doing, so... And we'll see when growth flips. I'm not quite sure what Prohel's up to. Prohel might take a grain here. Oh wow, Prohel takes 2 wood. Okay, never mind. So there will not be a big wood stack, and Prohel is probably going to take Reedstone Food on me. So I really don't know what I'll do this round actually, because there's not a lot of great actions. I'm probably building the clay oven. And then I might just plow a field. Getting an early field, like if I can get like some grain fields sown at the end of like stage 2, that'd still be pretty strong to set up long-term feeding this game and get the grain multiplying. I'm not sure what Prohel's Scythe Worker early is about. I thought he was going to sow, but I don't know anymore. I don't know for sure. It looks like Red should open 3 wood here, you'd think. 3 wood plus a food. I mean, Red could build the first fireplace, I guess, but start player, like, I really don't love the Brook play then. If you're just going to build the fireplace here, like, just build the fireplace. You have so much food, you don't need to play Brook. It's kind of one of those, like, slight traps, right? Like, I just don't think it's actually that efficient to rush out Brook. It like, yeah, it gives you trickles of long game food, but, right, I think that's, I guess, one of the main lessons I try to keep teaching everybody, like, every action you use, you're investing in some fashion into doing better in the game in various ways, right? So playing a card to give you a bunch of trickles of downstream food is okay, but compared to just doing other strong actions, it tends to just be better, right? Just so it depends, but wow, they're gonna go the Reedstone food route though, so okay. You assume Prohel builds a room with Reedstone Food. Well, I'm assuming Teal builds the first room with Carpenter. But, I mean, why am I assuming that? Teal probably is going to rush the hearth. Like, yeah, who knows though, right? Like Teal's kind of the wild card. It's unpredictable. And to be honest, the other players are mildly unpredictable thus far too. Like I don't fully know what anybody's doing. Although actually, sorry, if the hearth gets built, I'm in food trouble. That's unfortunate. Uh yeah, actually that's a problem. I probably can't clay oven here. The harpooner taking reedstone food instead of 3 wood, 1 food feels real sad. I think it's real wrong too, right? Like it just is wrong unless they have a carpenter's parlor. But if they have a carpenter's parlor, how the excuse me the language, but how the fuck do you take first action harpooner instead of first action reedstone food, right? Like there's no way they have a carpenter's parlor. Prohel is going to go for sowing 2 grain fields. I'm hoping this isn't hearth, because I really want to clay oven this round to feed. I actually might have to just clay oven first action here, though. I don't really want to take traveling players. So... But, yeah, I have to take traveling players. That's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. It doesn't seem too bad on this board. It's not. Also, I'm not actually going to take traveling players. I'm going to be a greedy son of a gun. I'm actually taking 3 wood, the more I think about it. I'm taking 3 wood because I'm willing to, like, I have room parts then. And if I have to eat a raw grain, that's pretty bad, but it's an option. But I think I just get 4 food on the wheel anyhow, right? Who's taking 4 food? Prohel's sowing 2 grain fields. Red has no reason to take 4 food, and Teal doesn't have any reason to take 4 food. So Prohel took grain seed. Yeah, I mean, I've said this for a while that Prohel was setting up double grain fields, which is pretty strong. Like 2 early grain fields is pretty good, especially if he has a sleeping corner. Like usually you don't want to set up your early grain fields because it pushes you too far behind in the growth queue, but I don't think it's gonna hurt him that bad. Red does take more reed, which is a little bit of a concern here. It might be Carpenter's Parlor from Red. But if it is Carpenter's Parlor from Red, let me tell you, everybody, playing Harpooner first action instead of taking Reedstone food is absolutely absurd. Probably, but it's Red's a good enough player. There's no way they should have. Also, they thought about that move for a long time, right? If they have Carpenter's Parlor, that should have been the easiest Reedstone food snap ever. So they probably don't have Carpenter's Parlor. Like, I don't understand how they could. It doesn't make sense. Anyhow, Prohel sows their grain fields, which I expected. I probably get traveling here. I mean, Teal could take traveling and then just let the sheep pile. If that's what Teal does, I might just build the first room and eat the 1 raw grain. I think it's preferable to day laboring. So... But Teal should just build a room here, and then I should just take 4 food. And then next round I build the second room and try to build a clay oven. Prohel could take 4 clay next round, so there's also that. Oh, play Mining Hammer for food. Yeah, I could start player Mining Hammer into like 4 wood. That's actually a... Never mind, that's... Yeah, sorry. If I get stuff done traveling, that's a totally valid option. That's actually an option regardless, but... I don't know. We'll see. Things are messy, and the downside to playing Mining Hammer is obviously I no longer have room parts if growth flips. Teal's debating a long time here, though. Teal's... Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Gonzo. That was I was first player, and that was an expensive harpooner in round 1. That's how important that harpooner was. What did Teal do? Teal took 2 wood, so Teal's tried to like get a double build in. Maybe. I think I just travel then. Like travel is not that bad of an action. Still mildly tempted by building the first room here, but I think that only really pays off with growth flips. So I think I do take 4 food. I don't know what I want to flip here. You think I might get the first room anyhow? I might. I mean, if growth flips, teal should build, but again, as always, you know, some players don't do what they're supposed to. Teal should build, but teal's not a trustworthy player is the thing. Teal taking wood there seemed bad. It was pretty bad. Of all of teal's options, I did not anticipate 2 wood, right? It's a pretty weak action. Reno flips, though, which is fine. I don't care about that. Prohel might take 4 clay. If Prohel takes 4 clay, he's really pressuring the clay oven, and I don't really need it anymore. I could live with the stone oven, but I'm a jerk, and I probably build the clay oven. Well, unless I get first room. Wow, frame builder. Frame builder. Is this Reno into priest? What the hell is this? Oh, shouldn't Prohel take Reedstone food? Yeah, never mind. Prohel should open Reedstone food, and he does. Okay, he's not. Yeah, he's not going to pressure the clay oven yet, and he can just go for the stone oven himself long term. But yeah. Oh, that frame builder is super suspect, right? Like, what the hell? Like, you're gonna Reno with it this round? I mean, he does have a plow driver. I definitely passed him a plow driver, but that's a first pick harpooner. Okay, we also see that we see teal is building a room, which is slightly unfortunate. I could start player for the second room, which isn't normally good, but it's not terrible here. But I think I continue to just kind of let things come my way. It feels like he thought frame builder eventually be good. I mean, he's a better player than that. So, I mean, he could have taken like 3 wood there, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't. I think he's. I honestly expect him to Reno. I expect Red to Reno. Like, that's the only reason you play plow driver there. Teal does correctly build a room, so that's a slight bummer. So the question is if I want 4 clay, which I don't particularly, but I mean it's good for eventual rammed clay and other stuff. Generically, just taking 3 wood is fine otherwise. I probably am clay ovening last action this round, and I just continue to let the grow queue come to me. I think that's fine. I eventually will need to take... I will eventually need to take clay, but yeah, see, that is Reno. He's really renovating with... This is interesting. And he is building... Okay, so Teal has to take the sheep. You're not sure Reno's any good. I'm not sure Reno's good either. He has no clay anymore. I think this could be... This could be... He could be trying to build stone rooms. It could be Reno to plow driver and then build stone rooms with a combo of frame builder and hard porcelain. So I do probably... Oh, and I passed clay hut builder. So it's going to be... Yeah. I think it's going to be clay hut builder, fast Reno to stone, plow driver, hard porcelain to build rooms kind of late. I think the harpooner is the most questionable part about that whole sequence, though. There's no priest. I did not pass priest. Harpooner is his first pick, Ock. And there's no priest in the draft, so... Obviously, this is where, yeah, being able to remember these things are nice. You missed the draft feels bad. I mean, remembering the draft can be tough anyhow, too. Teal does take the sheep, so, I mean, Teal's really not made major mistakes yet this game. I don't love that Prohel is just getting the second room here. But I don't love letting Prohel have the clay oven. I mean, Prohel building the second room here looks like a lot of trouble for him, actually. I mean, he can eat a bunch of raw grain, I guess. Or, nah, he'll get to a stone oven, right? Never mind. He'll take Reedstone food and just stone oven. Although, I'm not that far away from being a jerk in stone ovening, but I probably just build clay oven here. If growth flips in 7, yeah, I actually think I want growth in 7 at this point, too. Although the plow drive, the plow driving stuff becomes stronger then, but I think this is just build clay oven here. I can build the well pretty soon too. I forgot about that. I do just have the ability to build the well at any point right now too, so that's pretty welcome. But we'll clay oven here. We'll just let red stay start. Growth does flip, so Prohel presumably builds. Teal presumably grows. I can take like 4 wood. And then just hopefully build a well second action. And then I think I just get the 3rd room here, right? Like I don't see how red is gonna have room part. Well, sorry, red could take 3 clay and then just build a clay room. But it's gonna be clay hut builder. Yeah. I think it's just clay hut builder into harpoon, probably. Or it could be clay hut builder into the red. It could just be Reno, like I thought, into plow driver maybe. Prohel's a good player. He builds like he's supposed to. Oh, I could take Reedstone food here also. I forgot about that. I can Reedstone food grain. Nobody's gonna stop that. I take Reedstone food grain and try to wheel wood, or do I take wood and try to wheel Reedstone food grain? Red's Reedstone food 2 read round seems so random right now. Yeah, I don't like red doesn't seem to have. I mean, to be fair, Reno flipping probably let red have a slightly different game plan, but yeah, I don't. Red's game's been the most difficult to follow for me, and it's made predictions tough. And the fact his start player has lasted so long is pretty annoying. But there's a canoe. Oh yeah, play canoe, fight for the fishing spot, bring it on. I'm all for that. I think I get 4 wood on the wheel. I mean, I think taking Reedstone food is actually the most annoying here because I think Prohel wants Reedstone food into. I think Prohel would prefer Reedstone food into stone oven. Although, I mean, how much do I need to block Prohel? I don't know. The follow-up question is, what does red do that could annoy me? Red could take 3 clay, and then they would be able to build first action next round. And then they'd still be able to feed and they would grow in front of me. I mean, yeah, this grow key is a little annoying because I might have to be the chump that has to start player to grow earlier, and I just don't want to have to. Reedstone food grain is always very good, although it's not clear that it's. Well, the grain part's great. I probably should just take 4 wood. I'm going to take 4 wood. There's a chance I could actually take. Depending on what red is up to, I could maybe get greedy for a double build. We could have mining hammered. I mean, we can mining hammer still. But yeah, okay, so red does go for the wood. So red's not actually pressuring my room build. So, okay, Prohel does take the Reedstone food. But I could take 2 reed here and just double build next round. I do eventually want the grain pretty badly, but I do want the well, but there's no pressure on the well. Prohel's not threatening the well. Prohel will take the stone oven, but I can't really block the stone oven. I do not want to lose the well, so there is that, but I don't super have the time to grab it right now, but I don't think there's any pressure. There's my build at least. Oh, start player from the crook, but I'm leaving 6 wood to the player that grew first, so that's gross. But I think I have to here. I think taking 2 reed and double building is very good. Actually, I could be a complete. Well, not a complete jerk. Never mind. Prohel has enough resources to Reno Stone Oven, which is very convenient for him. I don't have to build first action. Yeah, I was about to say I might actually just build the well first action. That might force Prohel to Reno. I'm not getting 6 wood. Why am I getting Teal start player? Teal's getting 6 wood. There's no way I get 6 wood. I think I take 2 reed here, and I'm able to double build. Are we sure that Prohel wants to reno? That's the trick here, right? Does Prohel want to reno? Maybe. It's a round 6 growth game, and Red's being really, really slow on their rooms. I also could fish here. I don't think I want to, but I missed that the fishers just... There's the canoe. I think I do just build the well here, and then I think I just double build. I'd rather delay the double build till next round, because red... If I double build next round, I get grow in 8 and 9, whereas if I build this round, red might feel compelled to start player on me, which I'd rather avoid. But I really like the idea of just snagging the well here while I can. Also, red might reno, and that could... Well, that won't kill Prohel. Prohel will just, like, take food and grow. I mean, Prohel's fine. But the reno could happen here, which would be kind of funny. How's red renovated with Frame Builder? Frame Builder deranged. Frame Builder's a card. Red does just harpoon, though, which is pretty expected. But red harpooning means that I am correct. I don't have to... I don't have to build this round. I can build a double grow in 8 and 9. So that's quite good for me. Now, I'm going to have very few resources left after doing that. So, you know, some downsides. Unless red start players, that still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Gonzo. That's the beauty. I double build next round. Oh, I see. You guys, if red start players... Oh, red could start player into build. Ooh, wait a sec. Red has 2 clay coming. Never mind. I forgot about that. Okay, I might have to double build here. Red could start player into build. Stupid clay hut builder plus frame builder. Okay. Prohel did renovate. Teal took Reedstone food. Teal's pushing for another room at some point. This second room that is going to be pretty dubious. I don't know what I'm going to get to grow. But I'm going to try. Actually, I guess there's a chance next round I can get away with start player grow. That might be what I'm supposed to do, actually. I have just enough food then to, like, get through this stage, and then I'll have a lot of actions and a lot to do. We'll see how this goes. This game's definitely kind of questionable for me, but... Red start player was actually really just very unfortunate. That Brook really lasted forever, and that really did throw things around, and that was annoying to me. Grocer's a great equalizer. Grocer will help a lot, but the read from Grocer's pretty crappy. Unless I get the BMW this game, which... Maybe. I might get the BMW this game. If I take a couple more Reedstone food actions with Stonecutter, it's pretty easy to build the BMW, and... Both of these players want to keep using their extra read to build rooms with. So I'm not sure anybody else is going to get the BMW. So feels like off-board points are going to be useful for me this game. I mean, hopefully. The question is, will enough off-board points matter? My stage goals are just grow a lot deranged. I think because of what red did, it's actually it's very easy. Like, my stage is pretty simple. I'm going to start player, and then I'm going to grow. And then at the start of next round, I'm going to grow again. Oh, we don't have 4 non-grow actions. That's what I just listed, right? I actually only have 2 non-grow actions, but I'm guaranteeing grow at 8 and 9. I think that's just clearly correct. I've already built the room. So, yeah, exactly, Drage. I think that has to be the order, right? Because Teal Teal might like open Reedstone Food here, or 2 Reed, or Canoe, or whatever. Teal's going to try to build another room with Carpenter. Red is clearly gonna like do a double build here. So the fact that I've committed to this room means I need to grow into it. I'm almost certainly gonna have to start player to grow into it at some point. So why not the hell the earliest possible and get more actions out? Probably a Reedstone Food, maybe a Bake, another food action. I'm not going to need another food action. That's part of the beauty here. I can play Mining Hammer, I can play Rammed Clay, and I have Well Food trickling in. So I have just enough food that I don't actually need to take... I don't need to take a food action this stage. Now, I really want to start taking Reedstone Food Grain because my food is bad after that. But... You're bad with food trickles. You need like 14 at a time. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be in trouble. Is the second grow going to be shifting cultivation? That's what I'm trying to debate, right? If my third miner, though, I might want it to be shifting cultivation, trying to take Reedstone Food Grain and sow bake. I would only be sowing 1 grain field, but I still might do that line. I don't mind that very much. The only downside to playing shifting cultivation is I have to do food actions then. So I kind of need to wait to read the board. Teal open with sheep. Red can build here and then start player and has enough food and is very willing to do so. So yeah, I think I just be annoying here. I will play Rammed Clay. Rammed Clay also helps me get away with this room stuff, hopefully, but... Worth it for the bake, to be honest, if I get Reedstone Food. Yeah, I mean, I think it's all worth it, right? But again, it depends a lot on what the board looks like next round and what other people are going to do. Like, there's a lot of actions that are going to happen, and I don't know how it's going to play out. Red's taking more Reed, so Red is going to go for a triple build, which admittedly Red will have enough resources for, but Red's super delayed the Plow Driver, which I'm fine with. Unless Prohel got Plow Driver. Is there any way that's possible? No, that seems unlikely. Teal does take the Reedstone Food now. Prohel took wood. All of that was pretty expected. I'm going to grow. I actually probably don't have to grow first action next round. The more I... oh, wait. I can play Threshing Board here. Wait a second. I forgot, but Threshing Board might be better. Wait a second. Sorry, I'm supposed to play Threshing Board here. Threshing Board is better than Mining Hammer. Threshing Board gives me beautiful bake actions. Red has to build her Teal can. Oh, duh. You guys are right. There is fights for for that. So, I am gonna play Threshing Board here though. I think Threshing Board's solid. It does mean I actually need a food action still, but it's okay. Red chooses not to build, so Teal can build here. Yeah, that feels pretty wrong from Red. I think Red's played a pretty bad game. Could play Shifting Cultivation now. Oh, I think I'm playing Shifting Cultivation. I think it's very likely. I don't super want to bake my only grain. That's the only downside, but I'm not totally sure who should want Reedstone Food, although this table keeps taking way more Reedstone Food actions than I was hoping for. Everybody's building more rooms, I guess, than I wanted them to. But that's okay. I'm getting away with growing to 4 first, and I'm okay with that. They know the truth about Reedstone Food. I mean, slightly. Prohel's very happy now. I think Prohel should be pretty happy being the guy. Like, the other reason Prohel's going to be happy is because Red's probably going to, like, have to start player to grow. Like, yeah, Prohel's just scooping up stuff off the board. Yeah, everybody fighting hard for growth. Yeah. Prohel is just getting away with good farming. Although Prohel's game's not, like, that crazy, right? Like, it depends what other cards he has. But just a Scythe Worker is... Oh, actually, also, I'm pretty screwed on the So Bake line. Prohel's always So Bake. Well, maybe Prohel So Bakes this round. Adoptive for Teal. Teal doesn't build, so yeah, actually, I get away with this. I don't have to grow first action. To be fair, I don't super know when I take first action. I could take, I guess, 3 wood so I can play Mining Hammer instead. But I probably just take Reedstone Food Grain, but there might be 6 clay, and I have Rammed Clay. Probably got to take 6 clay, right? But if I take 6 clay, my food's real not good. Although there's also traveling that just nobody might want. I mean, do I want to travel again next round? Not really, but also like I have a grocer in hand and I have a ton of actions coming up. Taking a 5 food action is not the biggest deal, and a 6 clay action is crazy. I think I have to take 6 clay, right? Like, I have rammed clay. Like, passing on 6 clay here is just totally irresponsible. Taking 6 clay. I can play clay embankment now. Yeah. 6 clay into clay embankment. Clay embankment's fine. A food for 6 clay or a food for 3 fence pieces is a totally good action, right? Like 3 wood is an action. I'm happy to pay a food for an action at this point still, right? I think I am playing clay embankment, especially now that red used up all their clay. I mean, red can have clay embankment, and then wow, red's building stables. That's I mean, I guess they might get the boar, but that's it's intriguing. Prohel's just taking wood. That's fine. I mean, not like crazy good wood stacks, but solid. I mean, Prohel's getting farming done, so. I kind of still want to grow a shifting cultivation, but that means I have to like get traveling players, or I have to get plow. Shifting cultivation is also more. Wow, reedstone food from Teal is gross. Come on, Teal, stop this shit. Stop taking all my reedstone food. What are you doing? Teal's probably angling to. Teal's probably also going to go for 5 rooms, is my guess. So, yikes is my answer to that. But I think I grow clay embankment here. I could technically delay the grow, but that has to be wrong. The problem is I just don't have great miners. But I play clay embankment and just trust the fact that nobody's traveling here. Prohel takes 3 wood, almost certainly. Ugh. Teal has a canoe. This is wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play clay embankment here. I can get plow. I can plow bake. I agree. I have enough outs here that I think this is fine. I think I just get traveling, but I can plow bake. I don't super want to plow bake. The big issue is I really need a lot of grain. I need to take some reedstone food grain actions to feed myself, and yeah, people want them a bit too much, but that's okay. I mean, Prohel's getting all the wood and is gonna fence. Wait, did not purple? What did red do? Red did not take the boar. Oh, red took stone because red is trying plow driver stuff still. Which okay. You don't think anyone's taking traveling, although someone maybe should. Somebody maybe should. My game's pretty good. I mean, I'm at 5 family member or not 5. God, I'm at 4 family members first. I have 10 fence pieces. I have good majors. But I'm not in that strong of a spot. I mean, Prohel has great crops, good fields, and almost has fences, but I guess not a lot of point ceiling. Might run out of no, Prohel's going to be fine, though. Prohel still has ways to make points. The other thing that's going to be great for Prohel is that a bunch of dorks are building huge houses, so he's just going to get growth without late. Which I don't feel great about that either, but do you think only Teal's not in the running? I kind of only had 6 fence. Yeah, I actually only have 6 fence pieces. That's a good point too. I need to reno with some of that clay. So, although am I getting 6 clay next round at the start of the round? Nobody wants to start player here, and nobody wants 6 clay that much this game. I mean, Teal might take clay here. Teal taking clay is reasonable. Wow, Prohel fences right now. I don't know if I like that fence much from Prohel though. When you have low actions, it's hard to justify fencing twice. And fencing again this game for Prohel is going to be kind of annoying because I don't know if this fence actually gets him that much value, right? The whole point is if you fence twice, that fence action needs to be worth at least 2 points in terms of the animals it gets you. And I don't know if that's clear at all here. He's sitting right behind somebody that did build stables, and there's not great animals present. I think this game looks pretty good for me still. I mean, Prohel certainly is playing a solid game. And I mean, Prohel's at whatever, has done most of his farmings at like 16, 18, whatever it is. So there's that. I'm hoping Reedstone Food continues to not be that contested. I mean, Teal, it's hard to read what they're up to. Teal takes 2 wood. Well, that's delightful. Hey, who wants to take another 6 clay action? You think Red made a mistake going to 5 rooms? Yeah. I mean, actually, Red's going to take Reedstone Food. God damn it. Red's going to take Reedstone Food and renovate to the Plow Driver? Oh, no, doesn't need stone because of Frame Builder. Red needs Reed, so might just Harpoon. I don't know. Nobody, I can't tell. Reedstone Food is unfortunately more contested this game than I want, so that part is going to slow me down, potentially. If I get away with like taking 6 clay and some Reedstone Food actions and some plows over the next stage, I'm going to feel real good about my position. But taking 6 clay here again, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The fact I'm staying start player, fantastic. Even if Teal builds this round, Teal has to start player to grow, so I'm getting the first actions off the board a lot of these rounds. So, but 2 6 clay actions is huge this game, right? Like, I mean, whatever. Like, 6 clay or 6 wood actions for me. So I've grown to 4 and I've got 2 6 wood actions. Like, it's very good. It delays their stone reno. You like getting stuck in games like this where people take tons of Reedstone Food? Yeah, I mean, it's not really totally stuck. Wow, Red plows. Red's going to plow and grow. Teal does take Reedstone Food just because he's going to build too many rooms and not use his canoe, so that part does suck. Plowing getting taken also sucks. This board is remarkably awful. Like, this is stunningly bad. I can at least ock out the grocer, which I eventually need to do. And then... Wow, yeah, this is super bad. This is stunning. You think maybe Red and Teal are not in the running? Yeah, Red manually plowed instead of ready to stone is... That's a good point. I don't love my position because the board got shit. That's the only problem here. I grew to 4 people so I could stare at a board of utter garbage, but... I mean, Teal's gonna build and start player, but yeah, Teal not using the canoe here is a bit sad. But, I mean, stone is good for Teal too, so whatever. But yeah, Teal finding Reedstone Food late's annoying. You like Prohel's game, including the early fence? Why do you like the early fence? I don't understand the early fence. Although it's partly because I don't understand why Red built stables if he's not going to take animals. So that's I'm assuming that Red would actually fight animals and he's not. Ah, sheesh team. I don't want a start player. I want Teal to start player because I think I'm still happier having Teal grow more this game over Red growing. But what actions do I take? I guess yeah, I play Grocer. I need to get Grocer out, and it's a good time. It's not a great time to do it, but better. Like, what else am I doing here? Is the problem. I could think about taking 2 Reed and trying to build a BMW. I don't love that, but Mini Pasture gets played. Undoes it though. I could just fence. I've been debating about fencing. The downside to fencing is I need 4 clay for Reno. Oh, but I guess that still leaves me, if I buy the grocer good, I could fence 13. I already built the well, to be clear. We're expecting Teal to double build finally. And then start player. Yeah, here comes the double build. Pro Hell took sheep, which is fine. I might just take a cow this round, I guess. Taking a single cow is fine. Pro Hell might have a loom. Yeah. Y2 Reed, just because of BMW and I don't know what else to do. That's really, yeah. It's mostly I want to build BMW this game. And I'm running out of good things to do this round. But I'm gonna take cow here. I prefer taking cow. And then actually I might just take fishing as an option too. Taking 3 food sucks, but well, no, it doesn't matter that much. Wow, red does not have wood for harpooning. That's messy. I'm gonna get so much reed this game. I'm still need to take Reedstone Food grain actions pretty badly. I actually might just take a single grain here. That might be what I have to do, which is pretty gross. But I am gonna take the cow. I don't want there to be 2 cows for Pro Hell, and I don't trust red to take them. Single cow is always a good action regardless, so... I'm not totally sure I get Reedstone food easily. Oven firing boy! Yeah, Pro Hell kept it and set up the early grain fields. Nice. So Pro Hell doesn't need bake actions, which is actually really handy. Pro Hell will take more wood then and fence again. That's fine. Teal start players as he has to in order to grow. He's being a good boy. There's going to be 4 wood at the start of next round, but I actually don't think I take it. Although, no, I can't take 4 wood, right? I probably take Reedstone food grain at the start of next round and then try to like plow. I really got to start getting that shit going because my food, yeah, actually my food's bad. Odds that Teal Reedstone food's over growing? No way. Teal's growing. Teal's not taking Reedstone food over growing. In my opinion, it should go grow. I do whatever I want. Red should take the boar because they're hungry, but actually red might take 4 wood and try to fish. Pro Hell might get boar, might get 4 wood. Maybe I do take 4 wood at the start of next round. I think I do take a grain here as much as it sucks. Grain is essentially a 5 food action, and it helps buy groceries. And there's not much else to do, so 5 food action is good enough. But it feels gross. It's not what I grew to do, but... You think people build 5 rooms way too much? Well, you're completely correct, Gonzo. People do build 5 rooms too much. It happens a lot with some of these newer players that just haven't learned the secrets of farming. I mean, Red's a strong enough player, though. He also should have realized that trying to build 5 rooms was excessive, right? It took him way too many actions and pushed him way too far back in the growth queue, but whatever, he did it. There's also plow pressure. It's possible I'm supposed to just first action plow the more I think about it. I really need to get my plows out, and plow does feed me. Pro Hell's going to take wood first, I think, is very likely. When are we starting to plow? Yeah, I actually think... Yeah, that's what I was just thinking, Deranged. I think Pro Hell might take wood first action, but I think I'm supposed to plow. I think I probably get Reedstone food back on the wheel. I mean, it's possible that Teal takes Reedstone food to try to set up for Renos. But hopefully he just canoes. Like, canoeing makes tons of sense for somebody here. Adopting for Teal. I forgot a Teal had adoptive. That's kind of gross. Passing on 4 wood is sad, but plowing is so good here. Mostly because it lets me bake also, so I really need to take plow. If I don't get plow here, I actually don't know how I feed this round, right? So I think I have to plow. You like Pro Hell's game a lot because they've just plowed so much and no one else has fields. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. There's a lot of plow pressure, and Red's gonna start player to fight for growth. This sucks. This part sucks, team. Red, you're like starving. You can't do this shit. Like, what the fuck is this? Ugh. This is why I also hate players that build 5 rooms. Start playing to take family growth with room in round 12 is so bad. The main reason it's also so bad is because you're giving the best action, whatever flips in round 12, you're not going to take because you're going to grow, and you're handing it to whoever's after you, in which case it's Pro Hell. Like, don't start player here. Just accept that your rooms are garbage and you grow into them whatever you can at this point. Like, throwing away an action here... Wow, he has a loam pit. That's not even good. I guess he can build pottery, but it's not good. Ugh, whatever. This is like, he just threw away a food on start player. Pro Hell does take the boar instead of Red taking the boar, by the way. Ugh, how's Red gonna feed here? He can't even harpoon. Teal should fish, in my opinion. Fish plus a reed seems very reasonable, but we'll see. I might get 4 wood, I guess. I really want Reedstone food grain. I kind of want Stow Bake. Okay, Teal's going to take the wood. Teal also needs wood. Never mind, that makes lots of sense. I will Reedstone food grain. And 3 wood is a fine action, but Reedstone food grain is more important for me. Red is taking wood and hoping to get fishing back. I'm gonna honestly, if Teal refuses to fish, I am fishing here. I'm stuffing Red. I don't care. Red can starve. Like, I'm annoyed that Red's start player and is being this risky to fight for a dumb growth and possibly hand Pro Hell way too much. So I'm just fishing. It is partly spite play. I'm not even sure it's correct, but I'm going to spite Red. Like you can't do this. To be fair, I don't have that many great actions, and baking is technically a 4-food action, right? Like a grain is a food anyhow, so baking's a 4-food action. Like I could so bake here, but I might still so bake here. I could take the read and build BMW. That might be a better line. Oh, or the other line. Oh, the other line is major minor shifting cultivation. Buy my groceries down to the grain and so bake 2 fields. That might actually be correct. Take read and reno BMW. Oh, I can reno to the BMW. That's actually very good too. There's a lot of run pressure. What the fudge did Teal just do? Teal took cows because it's a better feeding action. It is not going to block Red's feeding action. That's a shame. I'm really annoyed Red's getting away with this start player into grow crap because I don't think he should, but I'm probably supposed to just let him. It doesn't do me that much good to fight him here, but God, I really, really want to spite him. But taking the read and renting BMW is very good. The other option that is very good is actually ren the shifting cultivation, right? Just renting shifting cultivation here, buying groceries, and then baking 2 grain fields is actually that's what I have to do. Getting my grain in the ground here is way too good because it means I have enough grain to keep getting away with plow and baking. And plow bake is a lot of how I feed. I don't think the spite is that bad. Yeah, I don't think the spite's particularly bad. I don't think it's a galaxy brain play by Red at all. Red's just getting lucky as crap that this is working out. And to be fair, Red's game's still not even that good. Like, again, Red's gonna like grow first action and do what? I don't know. But I think I'm supposed to do the shifting cultivation. I don't love the shifting cultivation here. It does mean my mining hammer's gonna die, which is a little sad. But there's too much red pressure. This gets rid of red pressure and it gets me grain fields. Yeah, this has to be right. Have to maximize our. I don't know if we're not ever losing to red, right? To be fair, like I think red's behind by quite a bit, but is red totally out of it? I mean, red has a stone reno left and 2 grow actions and a lot of actions. It's probably too far behind, but I wouldn't completely count red out. I mean, my game's good, but how good? I guess I have fencing left, which is a huge action. Pro Hell doesn't have that many points and is taking 2 stone. I might still just be winning. You don't think Pro Hell's getting past 45? I'm not sure Pro Hell's getting past like 40, right? That's what I'm looking at right now. Like Pro Hell has a 3-point fence action. He's breeding like 2 points. So he's really at like 21 at the moment, but he already has like all of his crops. He already has fencing. He already has animals. Like there's not that many low-hanging fruit for Pro Hell. Now if growth flips, that part's gross. Pro Hell's going to get to grow. Also, if growth doesn't flip, the plow pressure is insane. Teal is taking the reed stack, so my BMW dreams are getting closer to dead, which is a bummer. Red urgent if it flips. Hopefully red will urgent if it flips, but I don't know if that's true because he might have miners like the dumb shifting cultivation I passed him, right? He very reasonably can decide that he'd rather grow with shifting cultivation than urgent wishing, but God, I mean, we'll see. He does not get to double grow. Teal still has room. That's the problem, HIKLJ. Like there's still a couple clouds that have rooms and want to grow. And that's a lot of why there's so many. Yeah, that's a lot of the problem here. Like I think if urgent flips, it's very likely Pro Hell gets it, which is part of why I'm so annoyed that people built so many rooms and Red is fighting this hard to get that growth. I think it's really a bad thing to start player for that growth. It's just so bad. He could have taken 4 wood, guaranteed his fishing a lot more likely. This grow action is pretty bad. You only get 2 actions back. Like it's just not good. But He gets easy round 13 grow if he urgents. Yeah, I agree, Simon. Like, that's what he should do, right? But people do not. I don't know. We'll see. My experience and stuff with BGA is a lot of players do not understand these things yet. They start player to grow. If they build 5 rooms, they're a player that does not actually understand much about the game beyond I'm just going to push growth. And to be fair, that works at weak tables. If you just push growth against a lot of the crummy players at BGA, you'll win. You'll have all the actions, and they're going to leave too much to you. Anyhow, cultivation flips. That's a big break. Pro Hell's, it's still a huge plow so for Pro Hell. No doubt about it. Pro Hell's getting a big plow so. But I might get plow still this round, which I really want. Teal hopefully takes wood. Admittedly, if Teal could decide that they want to plow first, in which case I will take clay. Oh, Teal could decide to start player. Teal could start player for grow though. That would be nice. But yeah, this was definitely the better flip for us. So this is a big help. I start player if he plows. I don't really have anything to start player with, right? I could play the mining hammer still, I guess. Oh, I can play acorns. Actually, I can play acorns on start player. I don't hate that. I'm not sure I get fences this round, although I probably do. Acorns does seem pretty nice. But do I want to start player and help red, or do I just hope teal start players, right? That's part of the problem here. Yeah, teal's just going to start player for me. Okay, well, so all my counterwalling about red fighting and being an idiot for building too many rooms, teal's going to at least do the same shit. So it basically evens out here then. I plow bake here. Plow bake is by far my best move. Plow bake, veg. Whoa, deranged. Slow down, buddy. Are we ever taking a veg action? Let's be smarter than that. We're never taking a veg action. Hint, hint. Veg actions are dumb. You never play grocer. Well, that's sad. I actually might take plow sow next round too, right? I can bake on plow sow and then plant my veggies in my fields. Yeah, it's actually pretty likely I take plow sow next round because I mean pro hell can grow. I don't really care. Plow sow looks really good for me next round. I'm not gonna end the game with great grain points just because I have to eat so many of them, but it's okay. I do kind of want to reno to stone. Actually, I should reno to stone. I have a stone cutter that still could use some more work. So we'll see. Plowing was good. What the hell did red do that wasn't wood? Red finally took sheep. Wow, Pro Hell wound up with the plow driver. And is playing it? Or he's just revealing it? He's just being snarky. Okay. Wow, red didn't keep the plow driver, and Pro Hell has been on plow driver and just delayed it. And tiller. Wow. Wow. Oh, what is this game? Pro Hell chose to go down a scythe worker feeding line with 2 early grain fields instead of tiller, instead of plow driver. What a game. Yeah, Pro Hell was trolling there. Pro Hell was totally trolling with that move. Just wanted to show the things that he had and doesn't need. And then he takes Reedstone food to stop me and is going to rent. Well, it doesn't really stop me. I don't really need it that bad anymore. I mean, actually, I really don't need Reedstone food anymore. Yeah, I actually don't need Reedstone food. 3 wood goes. I'm taking 4 clay here. 4 clay allows me to, I can rent a pottery at some point. I can just fence fully here this round. And it means that Teal's like never going to renovate unless Teal has a conservator, which Teal might have a conservator. I also don't probably need to worry about Teal. Pro Hell getting away with Reno here is good. Pro Hell's still definitely the biggest competition. I mean, points-wise... Although after I fence, I'm going to be pretty tight with Pro Hell, and I have an extra action. I have a very sick plow so at the start of next round. Because I can buy the veggies still, which I haven't done. The veggies are a lot of hidden points, too. We're one reedstone food away from it, or one stone action. Yeah, exactly, deranged. It's only one. It only takes me one action to get there. Redding with a strawberry patch is very nice for Prohel. 31 here is good. I mean, Prohel is going to get to, I guess, mid 40s. Prohel's. I'm going to give Prohel grow next round, so. You miss the stone on grocery. Yeah. It's easy to, again, it's easy to miss the resources on grocery, but if you count them, that's what you got to do. You got to count them. But yeah, I can get pottery on Reno this way pretty easily, actually, too. If I just like take 2 stone or 2 stone next round, I can Ren pottery. Not that the pottery is going to do much for me, but it is kind of wild that I'm going to inject this much wood into the game, and the game still looks remarkably wood tight for fences for my opponents. Where did all the wood go? I guess some went to frame builder and harpooner as part of the problem, and sack cart. And some stables that weren't needed. And then I built 2 wood rooms. And then Teal still built 3 wood rooms. Now, admittedly discounted with carpenter, but that's still 9 wood on rooms. This canoe is a complete throwaway of 2 wood, which, yeah, that's pretty classic too. So there were 6 wood rooms built this game. Yeah. I mean, the carpenter discounted some of them, but yeah, that's really where a lot of the wood got. I think this is fence, right? I mean, fencing has to be a good action. And then maybe it is just take 2 stone, huh? Or maybe it's 2 stone and then fence. Teal's the only one that has an action left. Is Teal gonna fence? Is Teal gonna take 2 stone? Who the hell knows? I'll just fence. The question is if I need this wood for anything, but I think the answer is no. What am I going to save a wood for here is unclear. The only thing the wood is good for is mining hammer, and I'm just not playing mining hammer. Yeah, I'm not playing mining hammer. So I do this, and then I try to get 2 stone. Teal played the canoe and then proceeded to take 4 reedstone food instead of fishing and blocking the harpooner. Yeah, I mean, that part was a little sad. I mean, so the storehouse keeper turned out kind of questionable this game. I probably should have just kept the plow driver, but admittedly, the storehouse keeper's done just enough, right? Like, he's done just enough work. He's got me just enough grain that I've been able to eke it out. Now, I'm not, again, the biggest issue is I didn't get enough grain to really stay abreast of my food needs. I'm about to pay a bunch for the rest of my groceries, bake 1 more grain, and then I'm still going to need a final round plow action in there. Anyhow, I get 2 stone, so that's good. We're 4 points behind Prohel. Prohel has breeding. I have an extra action, and actually the veggies are still, again, hidden points here too. I think I'm winning over Prohel, but am I sure cultivation's the play? I think cultivation has to be the play. What else would I do here? You think I'm supposed to grow to block it from Prohel, and then I just don't get a plow action, and then I start player acorns for cultivation in the final round? Oh, I see. The whole line I just said, yeah. You want me to start play? Oh, Teal's gonna grow without room and block it from everybody, because they don't have miners. So Red's gonna get the other grow. Well, okay, well that solves a lot of things. Sure, whatever. Actually, I guess was Prohel ever gonna get the grow? Red probably also is gonna grow there. Never mind. Well, that makes this easy. I would like to bake some bread, and I'd like to buy all the groceries in the world, and then sow all the veggies. So yeah, this should bring me to like 34 at the end of this. Now my food is still a slight problem. I really want to red pottery this round, and that's probably my next action actually. Just because red can still reno here. I mean, red should do other things, but red can reno because of frame builder. And I really want to red pottery because red pottery actually gets me some extra food this harvest too. And I kind of want that extra food option. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to start. I might be start player Acorns actually might be my best move though, right? Maybe it is start player Acorns because next round I could open with Bake. Then I could open with Bake and sowing a grain field at the start of next round. So that's a 2-point action that helps feed me. Yeah, maybe it is just start player Acorns is my next move, and then try to Ren Pottery. Yeah, I think that is what I do. I think I start player next move. Getting Plowstone next round again and using the threshing board one more time guaranteed is much slicker. Okay, Pro Hell's gonna start player though. That's fair. Pro Hell's gonna play the mini pasture, so it doesn't need another fence action this game because he's getting it via mini. That mini pasture might get thrown around, but 2 pigs then? Yeah, I just take 2 pigs here. I'm gonna take 2 pigs and then still hope to Reno. I think take 2 pigs. I guess single cow blocks Pro Hell's cow. But 2 pigs are just better for, well, yeah, see, I don't know if I'm going to play Acorns anymore. I think it's take 2 pigs. Pro Hell will probably take the cow. But I'll hopefully Reno the pottery, and then I could still, like, take 4 clays and final action or something. Or just take the sheep. But yeah, I'm going to take the pigs here, I think. I mean, red could conceivably take them. I guess I'm only playing against Pro Hell, so maybe, God, I mean, maybe it is take the cow and play against Pro Hell purely. I mean, how guaranteed am I to beat Pro Hell? Pretty sure, though, right? Red Pottery is a 6-point move. That takes me to 40 already. I mean, I have some food issues if I don't get Plow next round. Taking the cow feels too blocky to me. I don't think it's necessary. I'm giving up a point. I'd be giving up a point to block Pro Hell, but Pro Hell probably still has plenty of 1-point actions. Like, I don't think it matters. Red should take the board instead of Reno. That's a good call, HIKLJ. That's true. If Red Renos this round, I continue to run low on things to do, so that's a problem. Red can Reno deranged. Frame builder. I keep saying this. Frame builder. Don't forget the frame builder. Red absolutely can Reno. Red has a frame builder. Yes. But Red's going to grow with room with hard porcelain because now he wants to Reno that he could Reno the joinery or something. I don't actually know what the hell that means, but whatever. I'm Renoing next action. Frame builder does require wood. He has wood. I'm sorry, my stream's pretty iffy, but Red has 2 wood currently. Yeah, I know that my stream quality can get a little iffy at times. I should maybe force it to be 1080p for while I'm streaming Agricola, but then my internet provider doesn't always seem to love that. So it can look like a 0, right? It is really tough when I'm streaming to you guys everything, right? Like everything's pretty scrunched. I kind of wish there was a way to make the resource part show up bigger, and then have everything else be a bit smaller. But when I shrink the screen, I haven't figured out how to ever get. There's no thing that allows me to control the size of this sideboard, which would kind of be a convenient option. But anyhow, yeah, running the pottery here seems slick. The cow did get taken by Pro Hell, very predictable, but that's fine. Again, I get a red pottery out of the way. I'm already up to 40 something. Feels good. 42. Yeah. I still have 5 actions left this game. I mean, feels good. I'm gonna run real quick. I'm gonna be right back. I've been drinking a lot more water lately and keep having to pee more often. As hilarious as Prohel's trolling was, it was less funny now. Prohel was hitting a wall. Yeah. I mean, Prohel's trolling was totally funny. Like, I mean, he revealed that he had Plow Driver and Tiller and just didn't use them. He made the game crazy Plow type because of that, and ultimately, that looks like it mostly just killed Teal, right? Like, the fact that nobody injected more plows into the game. Prohel takes 2 wood here. I guess just gonna build stables, which is fine. Curious if Prohel opens Plowso here. Like, he doesn't really... Plowso is a 3-point action. Grow is a 3-point action. So, you're not sure that anybody can blame any other player for killing Teal besides Teal. I mean, Teal... If Teal has a Conservator, let's not completely knock Teal's game yet. Teal did get enough wood defense, and if they have Conservator, that red fence is like 20 plus points. I mean, I guess, yeah, they're still dead, right? But never mind. They're still just dead. Red also looks pretty dead. Red just went for it way too late, so yeah. Teal rockets up to 27. Yeah. That's, and I don't even know if they have. To be fair, I'm not sure they have Conservator. And they're just building fences here, which suggests that they don't have Conservator. I think the clay pressure is killing them, and that's delightful. That also means that I'm really tempted to take 4 clay here as my last action instead of the sheep. Because taking 4 clay means Teal won't have a 5 clay action at the start of next round. But again, why do I need to block Teal? So, no fields, no crops, no animals, but 5 rooms. Yeah. Has anyone actually taken the BMW? No, nobody's actually built a BMW. Teal took a bunch of reed, acted like they were going to build a BMW, hasn't got around to it. So yeah, the everybody taking all the reed was pretty annoying this game because yeah, I mean I wanted BMW, but just hasn't happened, and it's fine. I look, I mean, right? I don't need a BMW. I probably do just take a sheep here. I'm really hoping to get a plow at the start of next round. I mean, Teal shouldn't try to plow. Wow, Teal is pulling off the wrong fencing arrangement. He's pulling off the double shepherd's crook when you don't leave yourself the better double shepherd's crook. Cost himself a wood. Oh well, that wood doesn't look like it matters. I could probably get greedy for 2 sheep next round. I mean, nobody should really want 2 sheep. I'm a little worried that Teal's going to want 4 clay first action, but if Teal wants 4 clay first action, it buys me plow. So yeah, never mind. I really want plow next round. Plow plus bake is very good. Very, very good. It's more than very good. It's kind of mildly necessary. Actually, no, there's going to be a big traveling stack. I could survive. But also, I'm already at 44. That feels good. But this one looks great. You like the aesthetics of his fences? That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, he did get double shepherd's crook. It's a unique fence arrangement. It's kind of cool. Let's go back to that canoe though. Again, everybody, just because you can play canoe doesn't mean you should. I probably someday should learn to play canoe, but I really think it's a pretty bad card. Like 2 wood to a point is a deal you can get anytime, and you just usually don't need that food and read. Now occasionally you do. Occasionally it's fine, but ugh. If we're wasting wood on aesthetics, might as well build the stairway. Oh, that's true though. So I should build a stairway someday. Am I giving them urgent wish? I'm definitely plowing if I'm allowed to. So, yeah. I mean, I need to plow, right? I'm not taking urgent wish. So I mean, Prohel might get away with plow so into urgent wish because I'm the only one that can block it, and plowing is just the best action for me because it comes with the bake bread action. So, and my food is, my food's not been great, right? That's been the one downside of this game was, yeah. I mean, I think Pro has a 9-point final round and is breeding 2 points. So 36 plus 9 is 45, I guess. Yeah. Presumably, Prohel gets 45 would be what it seems like. I don't think I can stop that. Well, I could stop it, but I'm just not going to. It's fine. So Prohel hits 45. I'm at 45. So I need to find a way to not lose points. So you did predict with 45 for Pro Hell. Well done, Gonzo. Very well done. But yeah, I think Pro Hell always opens Plow, so I think Teal might take 4 clay. Plowing is not a smart move for Teal because he's not going to get a second field, so it's only a 1-point action. But some players don't know that, so it's very possible I get blocked on Plow, in which case I do just grow. But yikes, my food is going to get sketchy then. Although not that sketchy. I'll survive. Oh, somebody took traveling. I'm less likely to survive if I grow and don't get a bake action. Yeah, this is definitely slightly worrying, actually. If I don't get Plow, it's pretty problematic. Plowing is so important because it's my best 2-point action, and it's the best way I make sure to feed. I guess I can eat 3 raw grain. Whatever, I can grow, surely, but we get major out Pitchfork. Oh, yeah, that's true, except I don't have a wood left, so. I am going to try to Plow first action. It's just not guaranteed I get Plow first action is the concern. Teal shouldn't take Plow. It doesn't make sense mathematically, but some players don't know that one field is still -1 points. You got to look at not this chart. Is it this chart? Yeah, 0 to 1 field is -1. So your first field isn't actually a 2-point action, but that doesn't mean that Teal won't take it. Again, Teal's been not entirely predictable. I think Teal should take 4 clay, though. I think Teal's supposed to go for the clay into red BMW. But we're about to find out. Hopefully we get Plow. If we get Plow, this game's super easy. If I don't get Plow, I guess I block Grow. And then we get sketchy fun on food. Guess it's not that sketchy. But yeah, Teal does take the 5 clay, so we're all happy. It all works out, team. All works out. What were we sweating over? Teal knows what he's supposed to do. All right. Threshing board turned out very strong. Gave me like 3 or 4 extra bake actions this game, which were really important. Stonecutter still turned out fine. I mean, it was a 4-stone stonecutter, so not great. Storehouse Keeper was fine, a little underwhelming, but 3 grain card was still solid. Grocer was sick as usual. The double build turned out pretty good because, yeah, Red was not on time with his room builds, so getting to grow in round 8 and 9 was pretty good. Prohel really was not able to make use of his good cards, which I'm not entirely sure why that was. Like, I guess Assistant Tiller got blocked in round 1, and Prohel was really wanted to try to run this get 2 early grain fields line and then play Oven Firing Boy to feed. I mean, exploring some of this stuff is important, is a really important part of getting to be a better player. And the 2 early grain fields still did provide Prohel a lot of value this game. He's fed very well, but feels like the only time it's worth building 5 rooms is with Parlor or Carpenter. It can be worth it when you have Loam Pit, Cottager, Shenanigans. There's other things. If growth comes earlier, if people inject extra growth to Sleeping Quarter, it's just, if too many people go big house, then all the big house players suffer for sure. So you think Prohel just wanted to play some of these cards? That's kind of my guess too. I think Prohel kind of just wanted to play some cards. That's totally valid. It's totally valid to just want to play some cards. Major, wow, red major did get blocked, so that's like teal can't even red major. My points are running low. 4 clay is a point and 2 food, and the food slightly matters. A grain is a point. Cow is a point. Boar is a point. But yeah, I think my last actions are all points, basically. Just, well, I think the 4 clay, oh no, the 4 clay isn't even 2 points. I currently can eat a grain. Yeah, I'm taking a lot of 1-point actions to end this game, so that part's a bummer. But again, I mean, Prohel's going to get to 45. So, I mean, I've already won. I'll get to 49 probably, it looks like, I think, is what I'm going to end with. Reedstone Food Major the BMW. Nah, that's. Oh wait, Reedstone Food Major the BMW is pretty fun because the food from Reedstone Food actually does. The food fully feeds me. The Reed and Stone allow me to BMW, and the grain is a point. Yeah, that's actually pretty funny. Yeah, because the grain scores a point, that probably is the play. Yeah, I mean, we'll go for it. Because all my moves are just 1 point otherwise. I mean, the cow move just got blocked anyhow. I could sow a grain for a point, like, but yeah, let's do this silly one. It's also really easy to forget that I can BMW here, so it's very possible that Teal doesn't notice that I'm able to, because it's very easy to forget about Stonecutter. That I can last action take a reed stack or clay stack. Teal definitely wants to red out, but Teal's gonna red fence, right? I mean, so Teal can still BMW and red fence, like that's an option. Brohel builds their stables, has a good solid game. I haven't been paying attention to chat. Oh, Prohel's yelling at me about my fence layout because yeah, I did. I left the small boxes up top, and I keep telling people to yell at me for that. Well, nice to get another solid win. I really think a lot of what went so well this game was simply rammed clay was a monster for me this game. The fact that I got 6 clay and 6 clay was really a huge break after growing. That's a lot of where my efficiency got picked up this game. I essentially saved 2 actions on trying to gather wood for rooms and stuff. Oh, we do sneak the BMW, by the way. Delightful. Clay Embankment. Clay Embankment was actually solid too. Yeah. Clay Embankment was kind of silly. Hey, Pro Hell. Looked like your hand was kind of silly and just hard, like having both tiller and plow driver, and then going down a different path is good fun. Nicely played. I got really pretty fortunate that Red was I got pretty fortunate Red was bad about growing, that I could pull off the double growth, and then I got really fortunate that during the double growth I got 2 6 clay grabs. I think that's probably mostly the story here. I mean, you played a really solid game, but you wanted to try out the early 2 grain fields. That's what we were betting. Pro Hell gets to go second in round 15. Yeah, he does. Back to that. Yeah, no, I think that was really. I agree, Pro Hell. That's pretty. Like, I think trying out 2 early grain fields, like, part of how you get better is just trying things. So, cultivation flipping instead of urgent wish was potentially pretty big. Yeah, that's actually a true tutorage. That's true. If growth flips, yeah, that'd be interesting. You were forced to plow first round because you couldn't play tiller. So your game plan was to play tiller, but yeah, you weren't able to. Okay. To be fair, I really didn't like Red playing Harpooner. I don't, I don't think that made a lot of sense, but you know that's what he did. I'll take 4 clay for pottery. I mean, I could take the reed stack. It's all the same. I'll take the clay just because I don't know. We'll add to my clay stats this game. You did not want to play early tiller. Oh, interested. I was gonna say, like, how were you gonna go for the 2 early grain fields then? But you predicted Pro Hot 45 and you predicted offboard points giving us the win. Do you think that's mostly true? Us being me, yeah. Um, yeah, I mean, that's certainly partly true too, right? Yeah. Admittedly, my offboard points here are certainly very helpful. Pro Hall has 5 card points. I have. I don't even know what I have. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. Yeah. You didn't want to. Oh, you didn't want to do the early grain fields. You were forced into finding a path. Okay. I see. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you were kind of an awkward spot. Like, things didn't go great for you in terms of necessarily getting what you wanted. I didn't super get what I wanted early either. It was just enough that it worked out, but I did with 50 feels good. It's I think a little instructive that Red's game wound up so bad. Red getting to only 34 this game. Don't play first action Harpooner and then go for a small family strategy. Harpooner's all about going big family, in my opinion. So, make sure that you just take resources and build and grow sooner, which certainly could have. Red could have grown a lot sooner. You loved Red start player and hated Teals. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Teal de-drafted a seasonal worker. Oh, I didn't know that, but that's gross. Wait, but did you... Well, Teal didn't de-draft seasonal worker. He just took it, right? But if Red just does 4 rooms, you think they have a chance at a much better farm? Yeah, I mean, Red just... I don't know if Red should have gone for the frame builder, clay hut builder stuff even. I get Reno flipped, but like, what's wrong with just taking wood and building wood rooms? Like, nothing is the answer. I mean, clay hut builder just doesn't provide that much value in my opinion. But these stables also kind of questionable. I mean, I guess they got all the animal types. I don't know, whatever. It's just a tricky game for Red. Red tried something, didn't work. Teal, way too focused on rooms. Teal grew first, which is great. And then Teal was too slow about getting a second room. I think Teal should have possibly debated just building one more room and getting to the grow queue faster. Or Teal should have just completely given up on grows and tried to do the plow and stuff. I mean, I guess Pro Hell was making it hard to do the mid-game farming right after. So I'd have to watch some of that again. I mean, partly Teal's just playing kind of iffy cards. I mean, this bread paddle, right? Start player in the bread paddle is pretty bad in round 1. He never actually used the bread paddle. It was just because he didn't want to be 4th anymore. The canoe never got used either. I'm not sure he used stone tongs even. Also, all of his reedstone foods, his stone went into nothing. So that's pretty awful too, right? Taking 4 reedstone foods in the game and then not using any of that stone is a huge bummer. So, you think your strategy may be more effective at a good table? Oh, for sure. Yeah. It feels like there are way more impactful ox than improvements. That's because there are. There absolutely are. Threshing board got a fire a lot. Yeah. Also, I could have got a lot more. Whoops, I'm getting delayed. I could have easily got screwed this game on like the fact that I actually got 5 fields in a game where nobody injected plow help and I needed to feed off threshing board. That was definitely fortunate. You wanted to be plow heavy and wood heavy. Yeah. Again, my 6 clay grabs are a lot of what went so well here for me though too, right? Like getting those 2 6 clay grabs with rammed clay was super lucky. The wood pressure was high. I injected I fenced almost entirely in clay. So you knew you were done after you rammed clay. Yeah. I don't think, to be fair, I don't build 2 wood rooms this game if I don't have rammed clay on hand, right? I don't think I would have tried to pull that gambit, but part of why the 2 wood rooms felt good to me is because I was pretty sure I could get the growths, and then I was pretty confident I could still get fencing relatively easily. With a clay hut builder in the game, it shouldn't be too hard to get 4 clay and 3 clay actions, right? So I should still be able to fence, but the fact that I was getting 6 clay actions, even better. So yeah, I mean that helped. You hated that they just let me double grow. I mean, you should, right? That was pretty awful too. I think Teal, like that's what I mean. Like looking at, I'd have to go back and look at the game, but like Teal not being able to just build a room and grow in front of me, Red not actually setting up grows, like the fact they left the opportunity for me to grow the 3rd and 4th grows of the game is pretty sick too. It was only took 1 start player, right? I think I only start playered once this game. I was start player at the start of the game, and then I start playered to grow in round 9. I think that's all I had to do this game, right? So, I mean, that's also always pretty nice. Um, Oh, I was first 4 times though. Oh, because I stayed start player. That start player lasted. I forgot. That's also the case though. My start player lasted a bit. You only started the once. And then, unsurprisingly, the player that started the most lost. Look at that. You think your game with the sleeping quarter might have worked? That's true, but not at the point where he actually did it, but much earlier they could have. Could they have stopped me? Yeah, much later, or much earlier. Sorry. So I forced my way into the double grow because they allowed, like, they weren't building rooms and stuff though. Like, they didn't force me to build rooms until round 7, and even in round 7, they weren't ready to, like, they just weren't in turn position to be able to stop me. But there were ways that it could have got disrupted earlier than that. So Teal had the most actions. Agricola is really anti-board game meta in a lot of ways. Oh, I mean, yeah. That's part of what's so exciting. That's part of what I love about Agricola, right? There's a tremendous amount of richness to it. I mean, if you go read the surface level takes on the forums, most people in most of the games are like, oh, the person that grows first has too much advantage, wins the game all the time. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. I grew, third this game, and when Prohel grows second, there's so much more to it than just growing. I mean, all things being equal, I'd rather grow earlier, but it's how much effort do you have to give up to get that first growth? What are your other cards? How much efficiency do you have, etc. Like, as usual, this is a pretty sick grocer. Look at my resources at the end of the game, right? Like, I used all of those groceries once again. Like, grocer's a very good card if you actually can make use of it all. So, like, I had a very strong Ock and got to use that. Leveraging your cards to get a lot of strength out of them is important. I mean, part of why Teal had so many actions is because of Adoptive. Adoptive is kind of a funky way to inflate your action count too, though. So you do have to remember that. Teal bought themselves. They played Adoptive not for their first growth. So they played Adoptive. So they spent an action and 3 to 4 food to buy themselves 2 actions. I'm not sure how much they netted out of that, right? So you could play Oven Fired Boy first time. Yeah. You also really wanted Clay Oven. Yeah. So I mean, Pro, you'll see on the VOD that, I mean, I certainly knew that there was pressure on ovens this game, and I was being pretty annoyed early about making sure you didn't have easy Clay Oven feeding. Partly because I wanted easy Clay Oven feeding. I knew I wanted a threshing board. But yeah. I was taking Clay Oven like almost always, probably, but yeah. You think Grocer's a top 3 Ock? I mean, Grocer's top 5. Absolutely, yeah. I'm not quite sure I say 3, but probably. You think Grocer's a high skill card? Oh, it very is. Grocer's definitely a high skill card, too. I don't think Plow Driver's totally zero brain power either. I think Tiller is about the most zero brain power. Childless is also relatively easy to pull off. But yeah, I admit Grocer is pretty tough. You have to understand how to feed efficiently and how to manage food efficiently, and then you get good payouts. And you also have to do a lot of planning with your resources while you have Grocer. You have to really plan out how you're going to try to make use of all that. You have to be thinking about it like kind of all game about, and that helps inform what actions you should be taking, what improvements you should be taking. So yeah, I think that is fair. Just like you were going to take veggie this game in the chat, even though we had a grocer. That would have been disastrous. But yeah, it's very easy to mess that up. So you'd say big country skill based. Yeah, I think that's all true. Anyhow, I should head off because I'm going to go do other things. It's been a long enough stream as is. A little bit of a long game because I was slow and other people were slow. Yeah. Oh yeah, Teal was actually very slow. So, all right. Thanks all for the game. It was a fun stream. Fun chat. A lot of chat today too. Glad to get a win. We're moving. Actually, gained a decent bit of elo. We're moving up in the world, but yeah, it's been fun. All right, I'm gonna head off. See you all around later.